Jackie.
I'm Savannah.
So this is the first time that we have ever filmed a makeup tutorial. This is my best friend.
Oh my god.
We have been friends for a really long time, and our makeup is always on fleek. People always constantly ask us how we do our makeup, so we just decided to show you guys today.
We are going to do like a natural going out look, and we're gonna see how it ends up.
I have never seen Savannah do her makeup before, so this is going to be the first time for me too.
Okay, so the first thing that I start with is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. And I use this as my foundation, or as my moisturizer and my primer, because it's still sticky and I don't really think that I need a whole primer, so I just use this.
So my day-to-day for like my moisturizer, I have super dry skin. Like if you don't know me, I always get these like dry patches right here, which I hate, and I'm constantly trying to freaking cover them up. So after I shower, and like my every day would be my Neutrogena Hydro Boost, and I think it does wonders for me. And then normally I just go into my primer, and for that I use my Too Faced Hangover Primer.
And I just put it all over my face and my neck.
I don't usually use a whole lot of this because a little goes a long way, but
yeah, same. I've had this for like literally I think like 6 months, and I got it at Ulta, and it was like $6 or $7 I think, but I've had it for a long time and it lasts a really long time.
I usually, so like when I don't have time to do all of this, because usually I only put this on like after my shower, so when I know that I'm clean, but if I'm just on the go, I always use my Milk hydro cooling water something, but it really helps to like make my face not puffy and kind of like, I don't know, just ready for the day.
Nice. Okay, I do all of my stuff backwards, so I start with my concealer first, and I just do it under my eyes and around my nose because my nose gets super like red around the corners, but I put it under because I don't use like a lot of concealer, and I don't do like contouring and all that shit. I just do regular, and I just do a triangle under my eyes and a little bit under my brow, and I have like hella freckles right now, so I'm gonna put on my nose too.
Okay, so normally, like I said, for me, my get ready usually starts or like goes right into my eyes. I did my brows already just to make them, you know, kind of make the video go by fast, but I can tell you that I cheated a little bit, and I actually do have my eyebrows microbladed, so for me it's a very quick process to just kind of fill them in and get them like this.
So scary right now. I just use a beauty blender and buff all of my stuff out.
So do you think it helps when you put it on your brows?
Yeah, I always put it on my brows, and even when I'm putting on like my moisturizer and stuff, I like shape my brows out when I'm doing it.
So since I'm going to start with my eyes, I usually go for my NYX shadow base. I will usually kind of shape out my brow after I put on like my brow stuff with my pencil, and then I'll actually put this all over my lids to make my shadow stick a little better. I am going to try to wait until Savannah is ready to do her eyes so you can kind of see us both do our eyes at the same time, because I'm sure that's going to be a long process for both of us. Well, and honestly, I think the reason why I was like super excited to do this with you is because I know we have different routines, and like sometimes you just have to see what works better out for somebody else.
Look at my freckles, like they're still completely out.
It covers it pretty well though.
I know, and then I put stuff on top of it, so it's normally goes away, but this is like new. I don't ever remember having so many freckles, and I have them like around my like forehead. So this is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's like $4 or $5 at the store, and it's one of the best foundations that I've ever had, but it just smells like, it has like a painty smell, so I don't really like it that much because of the smell, but after you apply it and everything, it goes away. I just feel like it blends super nice, and it's not like a matte, but it's not a dewy concealer. It's just like a natural. And I always start with my forehead, and then I do either side of my face because I just try to get it on quickly before it dries. And then I just use a beauty blender again for that. Sometimes I use a brush, but I've gone back to my beauty blenders ever since I got this Morphe one.
I use my beauty blender for everything.
Do you?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, I was telling you earlier, like, I don't ever really, like, use a whole lot of brushers. There hasn't been something that I've been like, dude, yes, for a brush.
The Morphe brush that I got, the M439. It's just like amazing and it's super thick.
Let me
and
feel
like
it.
yeah, it just feels nice, but I just
Oh, it
washed it, so
does.
it's still like a little bit wet, but
Soft.
I just feel like you have to clean it a lot, and with beauty blenders you can get away with not cleaning them for a while.
Yeah.
And they still turn out pretty nice. And I use the same beauty blender for like my baking and everything, so I don't know, I go like a week or two without washing it.
I'm gonna put a little bit of my primer on just because my skin, like I said, I have really dry skin, so I usually put a lot of stuff on my skin to like not make it super dry and like crack. Because that's happened to me before with like makeup and not to do.
Yeah, I get like really bad around like my smile lines and stuff, and I just want my skin to have like an even color over it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I had more of like an even skin tone, I really wouldn't use foundation that much, but I get redness like when I get flustered or when I'm like stressed. I get redness on my cheeks, and so that's why I always put foundation on, because I like to cover that up.
So what I'm going to do next is put on a little bit of concealer. So the one that I use is a Maybelline New York one, the Fit Me one. Do you use this one too?
Yeah, I use it a lot. I've been doing the concealer under my eyes and under my foundation. That's the only place that I've been putting it lately. But the Maybelline Instant Age Rewinds, the concealer, it's amazing, and it has like the little squeezy tap on it, so I don't think that you even really need to like do a whole lot of blending and buffing, but I just put it on as kind of like a base to start to even out my skin tone, and then I put the foundation still all over the same spots. And then if I'm doing something like super crazy, I'll put another concealer under my eyes. I just get really bad dark circles when I don't get enough sleep, which is all the time.
Coffee's your best friend when you grow up.
I feel like you have such a nice like skin tone even without, and like a nice base.
I just have really dry skin. Like the only thing that I constantly struggle with is my dry skin.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have more of a drier texture, but I go with I like the matte foundations a lot more than the dewy foundations, because I get like, I don't know, I guess I get like hot throughout the day, so I like the matte ones because it keeps it even. And then I just put a little more foundation on my nose to try and cover up these fucking freckles that are not going away.
I'm not really sure what I'm going to go for with my eyes, but I think I am going to use my Naked palette, Naked 2. So I'm not doing anything super crazy.
Okay, so this is my foundation.
It looks good. Good coverage.
Yeah, I just like to have an even like color to go over everything with, and then I'll go in with like bronzers and all of that extra stuff. But I'm just gonna bake my face. I bake my face literally every single day since baking was a thing, and I don't ever plan on stopping, because I'm more of like a matte bitch.
If you hear my husband in the background, he's doing some Fortnite, so I apologize the background noise.
I thought he was talking to someone.
The color Snakebite, which is kind of like a
I love
brown.
that one.
Like I said, shooting in the dark here. So basically what I'm going to do is put it right at the end of my eye and kind of bring it on a little bit. I'm going to try to go for like a little bit of a smoky look, and we'll see how this goes. Now, another thing that we should point out, which is kind of obvious, I have super small eyes, like small eyes, and Savannah has huge, beautiful eyes. So I think this is going to work for a lot of people that are watching, just so you know like what we use, and it's going to be 2 different techniques.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Coty Airspun. This is at like Walgreens and CVS and stores like that, but it's literally like $5 for this giant tub of it, which I'm almost out of. It's lasted for I think like 6 months. I'm kind of more about like finding products that I love that are gonna last a long time, and I don't really care if it's like a Too Faced or a Maybelline type of brand. I just want stuff that'll work for me. But I use about this much of the baking powder, and I just dip my wet beauty blender into it, tap off the excess, and then I just go in under my eyes. It's just because sometimes I get creasy under my eyes because having such big eyes, my eyelids are bigger, and it creases under my eyes a lot. So I just try to set everything in so that I don't have that issue throughout the day. And I just put it under my eyes, on my nose, and a little bit right here because I have like a really bad, like, I don't know, line right there, and then on my chin.
But I'm just using like a little fluffy brush just to try to move some product around because I won't be going for something super dark, so I wanted a brush that I'm going to be able to like move the product around.
So while I'm baking, I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows. And I've been looking over at my mirror for this whole thing, so I'm going to try and look at you guys and do it. But for my brows, I really need my mirror. But I go in, when I'm putting on my moisturizer, I kind of brush out my brows a little bit. Same with the beauty blender. I always try to get my eyebrows into the shape that I want to have them be, and then I go in with just a spoolie brush. This is just an e.l.f. lash and brow wand. I think it came in like a pack with other brushes, but it doesn't really matter what brand it is. It's just having one of these little spoolies to kind of brush out your eyebrows with. And I use two different ones because I use one after I do my brows and before I do my brows. So this is the before one.
So I have basically taken this snake bite product and put it right at the edge of my eye and kind of brought it in. I am going a little bit higher than I usually would for like an everyday look since we are going to go out for a little bit tonight. So I'm trying to do something that's a little bit out there. But after this, I will usually go with like a lighter color to kind of put it in the middle, and then I'll go light right at the end.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. I've been in love with the NYX eyebrow brushes or the eyebrow pencils for literally forever, but I just recently discovered the Maybelline Total Temptation brand or line that they're doing, and I love it because it's like a nice and creamy texture, but it's also it has coconut oil in it, so it's good for hair growth and stuff like that. And it kind of has like the the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It has kind of that type of top. I normally go for a pointy one, but I've taught myself how to use this, and I've gone through I think like 4 or 5 of them.
So the transition color that I'm going to be using for my middle to kind of pull that snake bite look is going to be the color Tease, which is this color. There goes my mirror. And I'm basically just putting this in the middle of my lid and just kind of pulling it with this darker one and bringing it to the middle.
I think that this is what I normally start out with, and then I just go in and I fill it out, or fill it in, I guess, and then I'll go through and I use the spoolie on the actual brush. And I think that that's why I like this, because a lot of the times I'm doing my makeup, like, I have to do it quickly, or sometimes I'll do it on the go. So I keep one of these in my purse, and then I keep another one in my makeup bag. But I don't know, I like it because it has a spoolie attached to it, and I like to brush out my eyes my eyebrows because I always do like a more natural eyebrow. I don't think I ever do something super dramatic where I would have to use like a pomade. I've tried the pomades and I just don't really like it. But I'll just go in and I'll fill the tail and the arch in almost completely. I know that it's kind of in between like a natural and a like deep brow, but I always do that at the end, and then when I come into the center I'll flick it up a little bit, and I just like it to be a little bit more like lighter in the middle and then darker towards the arch and the tail.
And then basically what I'm going to do for my inner one is go back to this shadow base, and I'm going to take a flat brush. I'm going to take a flat brush, put it in here, and I'm basically going to just put this right in the lid, right like by where my tear duct corner. And I'm going to pull this up, not a whole lot, just a little bit, just to put some sparkles in there. Like I said, this is just a little flat brush. I've had this forever too. It's lasted me so long, and it's super creamy. You're able to move stuff around.
You always do that like half cut crease look, and I love it.
I just feel like my goal always with my makeup is try to make my eyes look bigger than they really are.
And I kind of get a little bit extra towards like the middle and the arch. And it's just because I put so much color in there, I kind of want to get all of the excess stuff off, and I want to make it look a little more natural.
So now for the color that I'm actually going to put right in the corner of my eye is called Chopper. It's this beautiful pink.
Love that one.
So cute. And I'm just going to use basically another flat brush. Not the same one that I used to put my base on. This one's a dry one. And I'm going to use this to kind of put it in there and push it in there just because I have that base on there. I really want it to stick and kind of pop. Should we give people a little background of like how we met? You want to tell the story?
Let me tell the story. I've known Jackie for, how long have we been known each other? Like 3, 4, 5 years now? Yeah. We've known each other for a really long time, but
Savannah and I hung out at, we can't like quite pinpoint what we did or like who we were with, but you know, that's part of being in your 20s. Thankfully, we have grown closer than ever. We hang out all the time. We constantly keep a good communication. And the reason why we're really doing this is because, like I said, people always give us compliments about our makeup. And I was like, the other day, I was like, dude, like, I've been thinking about doing this, but like, this is completely out of my comfort zone. Like, I don't think that I would do something like this by myself just because I think it would be a little weird and a little awkward. So, you know, I kind of hinted about the idea of it, and here we are.
I'm gonna use the complexion brush from, I think, the same e.l.f. I guess it was like some kind of package with multiple brushes, but the same e.l.f. box as this one. I just go in and swipe off everything, and I go over my brows. I'm not scared to like go over a certain area or anything like that. I just brush off everything, and then I'll go in with my eyeshadow.
After my shadow, I usually go with my liquid eyeliner to do a little bit of a line right on my lid.
Okay, I'm going to go in and exfoliate my lips and then put my plumper on so that when I get done with my eyeshadow and mascara and eyeliner and all of that, then my lips are ready to go. But this is the Revlon Kiss Exfoliating Balm. I actually got this from Ulta. I don't know, I think I saw it when I was about to check out, and I love it because it's like a lip scrub, but it's in a little balm form, so you don't have to like dip your fingers, because I have long nails, and you don't have to dip your fingers into the scrub and then you get it under your nail and then it's all over your face. This is just like putting on chapstick, and they have different flavors, but I did the sugar mint flavor. But I just go in and I put that on, and then I take it off and I go over it with the Too Faced lip injection. This is the extreme one, but it honestly makes your lips so plump and amazing. And I feel like after I put the exfoliator on and get all of that off, that when I apply the lip injection, it makes them even plumpier. This is our first time, okay?
Don't be judgy.
The exfoliator also has like a little bit of a lip balm on it, which is super nice, I feel like. And another reason why I do this after I do my foundation is because I'm pretty like rough with my foundation, so I get it on my lips and stuff, and I put the exfoliator on. It gets all of that foundation off. It gets all of the dead skin off, so when you go in with like a matte lipstick or anything like that, it doesn't come out like cakey and like peeling. So I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced lip injection because it is a little bit glossy. You could just wear this, but I'm gonna put more gloss over it later. But this just kind of starts to prep it for the plumping, and then I have almost all of my lip glosses are plumping lip glosses, and it's just because I want them to be a little bit more dramatic. Also,
damn, girl, look at your lips. They do look nice and pretty and plummy.
That it starts to hurt, but I can also like tell already on my top lip that it's starting to kind of plump up a little bit.
Yeah. so I don't know how good you can see it on camera, but there still is a little bit of this black outside of my liner. So once I put my foundation on, what I use to kind of shape it out is my foundation with my beauty blender. I know some people, I've watched videos and they'll do like the tape trick to kind of, you know, keep their shadow.
Quick.
I know I did. But I mean, it'll all come together at the end. Everyone does their makeup differently. So next I'm going to go in with my lashes. My lashes, I always used my favorite mascara. I've been using this mascara forever, and I think it does wonders to my eyes. It is the Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. I literally will keep like 2 or 3 of these at a time, like unopened, just new boxes. I cannot run out of this.
Okay, I'm going to use the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This is just a little tester one that came with my my palette that I got. But I love when I get the little testers because it kind of gives me the chance to try out all of the products, and then I can determine which ones I like. Like the Too Faced lip injection, this one is like the trial size, and definitely when I run out of this one, I'm going to get another one. My lips are already so much bigger and redder, and
they are.
Right. I'm going to use my Modern Renaissance palette that is actually like very, very used, but it's honestly one of my favorite palettes that I've ever found, and it's like really, like the powders are nice and loose, but they're really pigmented, so it's just amazing. The two products that are used the most, it's the Raw Sienna and the Burnt Orange. I can use these like every day on my face, and I don't really do like a whole lot of the eye primer, but I'm gonna try it out for tonight's look and just see how I feel about it. And then I just go in and I kind of bring it to the corner a little bit and do the ends.
Okay, so for me, this is where I go into my concealer. So after I got my eyes all laid out, I will smear this boy right there. Now, a little goes a long way with this. This is super pigmented and I love it. And I just do it under my eyes with my beauty blender. I'm so jealous that you have huge eyes. Not huge, but like workable. I usually do bring my concealer up to my nose, not at the top of my nose, just like on the side of my nose, because I will normally do just a little bit of contour. I'm not huge into contour, but just like a tiny bit. I feel like I have a round face, so I have to like shape it a little bit.
Okay, I'm going in with Red Ochre. It's like a red, I don't know, like a brown red color. It's not a true red, but it has that nice little tint to it, and I'm just going to apply that to the corner really lightly, and a little bit of this goes a long way. So I just tap one corner and then I'll go over to the other side, and then after I get all of the product that I want dispersed onto the corners, then I'll go in and kind of blend out the rest.
So after I have done my concealer, I will go in with my Bare Minerals. I don't think it's a setting powder. I think it's a powder like a general powder. But I do find the consistency is a little bit drier than like what I would use for a powder. So I like to use this kind of to bake my under eyes. Like I said, with the looks that I always go for, I'm trying to make my eyes look bigger. So I try to really kind of lighten up underneath my eyes so my eyes just pop.
Okay, so that's all for the big eyeshadow on the outer corners. I'm going to go in with like a finer glittery color, and then I'm going to lighten up my corners a little bit. We're sticking with the Modern Renaissance today. I'm going to use the Primavera color, and then I'm also going to work on the Vermeer color kind of more towards the corner. I like to have a really bright corner.
So basically, if you can tell, this is what I was talking about by shaping out the rest of the eyeshadow that kind of gets out there. So I basically have just brought all this up. So for me, next, what I'm going to do is my foundation.
For my foundation, I use the Urban Decay Naked foundation.
4.5 shade. Doesn't really matter because everyone has different skin shades. But I've been using this foundation for not that long, but I really like it because it's like a natural foundation. It doesn't look like super matte and it doesn't look like super dry. So I love this one, and a little goes a long way, so I usually do 2 pumps. And this will work.
The Vermeer color I love, but I just feel like it has a little bit of a pinky tone to it, or it's just a little bit lighter. And I kind of like the true golds, like the Primavera color is amazing.
I am going to go ahead and start with a little bit of my contour. For my contour, I use the L'Oreal Pro Contour. It comes with like a brown and a... Oh my gosh, my hearts today are just going. So contour and highlighter, I usually always use just the contour side, so I will dip this in here a couple times. And I won't do a super strong contour, but... Out of curiosity, what do you normally do when you are doing your makeup? Like, for example, when I get ready, I am watching like something on Netflix or Hulu. Is that what you do too? What I am doing is I am working on a little bit of blush. I do have really rosy cheeks, so I don't do this a whole lot, but I do like to highlight my little cheekbone. And for that, I used my Too Faced. And I just go in with a little round, like to the point brush, because I think you're able to like really like go circles and then like drag it out. It's a really good highlighting brush too.
Damn.
After my blush is done, I will usually go in here with a really thick brush and go in with my powder by Neutrogena. And I will just literally put this stuff everywhere, like wherever I didn't already put powder, just to kind of set everything.
Okay, I'm using Jackie's Too Faced Perfect Eyes eyeliner because I forgot my actual eyeliner that I use. I normally, for liquid eyeliners, I use the NYX one, and that's what I'll use to do my wings. For the eyeliner on the insides, on my waterlines and everything, I normally just use whatever's around. I kind of like the Kajal pens, I think is what they're called. But once those get a little bit dull, I can't get in there as much without getting everything really like smudgy.
So I went in with my L'Oreal contour kit again with the same brush, and I'm going in with the highlighter side. And I think this is super bright highlighter, so I don't use it a whole lot. I literally just dip it in here twice, and I'll use it for my nose a little bit and my cupid's bow right here. We are kind of going full glam here.
Yeah, we fucking are.
I'm trying to find.
I was not ready for this.
So for my pencil liner, I am going to use my Smashbox gel liner. I use this all the time, actually. It came in my Ipsy bag, thank God, and I use it all the time. So I'm going to put this on my waterline. Now I'm only going to focus on the middle of my waterline. I'm not going to put it all over the place. I do have really watery eyes, so when I realize that I put it all over my eye, it just goes everywhere. So I'm just going to do a little bit right in the middle of my waterline. Ta-da! And then normally what I do is I go for a mascara that is like almost gone. So like my Makeup Forever one, that's literally almost gone. Nothing in here. And that's what I use to kind of give some color to my lower lashes.
So I'm going to use the Maybelline Total Temptation again. This is the waterproof one. I also have the normal one. These tend to dry out a little quick, or maybe it's just because I use them every day. But I just kind of always have a couple with me, a waterproof one and a normal one. But I'm going to use the waterproof one today.
I need to get some of this lip stuff. You said it's Too Faced?
Yeah, I honestly love it. It's one of the best plumpers that I've ever had, and I've used a lot of them just because I really love the full lip. I like them thick, and I like them full. And I just like a whole fan of them. And I know it'd be a lot easier to do like fake lashes, but I just feel like this is more natural, and sometimes I'm a little too reckless to wear fake lashes.
Green eyes, big eyes. Your lashes like really complement the color of your eyes. I have small ass eyes.
I love your eyes though. They have like a perfect like color, like they're so deep, and I just love them.
I am going to, so tonight, you know, this was like a get ready, we're going to dinner kind of look, and then it turned to like into a full glam. I'm going to use this Sephora. This is my always like my go-to, I swear. It's number 24 and it's a beautiful look. All I ever wear is matte colors, so this is going to be matte. Here goes my lips. Boom. Such a pretty color.
I think this was like such a good thing to do because you use like darker, like charcoaly type colors, and I use more of like brown, reddy colors.
Yeah.
And
this is how everyone drinks after they have their lipstick on, right? Mmm.
Yum.
So I just did my Shine Control Lasting Makeup Mist by the brand Rude. It's almost gone. I use this all the time. I don't know if you've ever used a setting spray or like a lasting spray, but you always look like you just got done running a mile. But then it dries off and you're like, wow.
And I use the NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. Normally I use, I think it's like the Essence like light to medium color bronzer. It's like $4, literally a steal. This one I think is still super cheap. It's like $12 or something.
I need to do something to my hair.
I know.
It's just like a auburn purple color. So I told him if we go this year, we are buying like tickets. I don't care how expensive they are because I'm not waiting in general admission line ever again.
Use the Kylie Salted Caramel. I am in love with it. I've used so much of it that it's almost out. Use the Flawless Concealer Brush. See, I don't think that I would ever swivel this around a little bit, tap off the excess always, and then hit my nose.
Ooh.
And
hello, shine. Now we're going to go with the same brush. See, I don't use a whole lot of highlight.
I love it.
So you put it in your nose?
Yep, I just do it lightly on the arch of my nose, and then I get the little button shape, dumping a lot of it on there.
All right, guys, so this is, you saw what I did to Sav's nose. Let's see what it does to mine. Wow! Dude, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
see, amazing. I don't use a whole lot of highlighter.
I think that it's plumping, it's amazing, and it's in the shade Katie. It's just like a pink glittery, but the way that it goes on, it's not super pink. I just love it because it makes them look like okay.
Put that thing in sport. Alright guys, well these are our finished looks. At the end of the video we'll post like a close-up and a picture of both of our looks, kind of with the flash. We had a lot of fun, and stay tuned for our next video.
Bye.